So this year's finance bill, since on the subject of the budget we've already replied, I'm taking the finance bill and the appropriation together. The finance bill was drafted with the reforms in mind. That reform express about which Honorable Prime Minister keeps referring to. The momentum on reforms has not come down at all. The finance bill also has elements of this reforms being pushed because we want India to be a lot more economically vibrant country. So that reform expresses what guided us to bring in very many elements into the finance bill so that it reflects the mood of the nation. The guiding principle has been inclusivity, and we have made sure that every section gets to benefit from an opening economy. The approach also has been to look at every law that is there, every regulation or notification which guides certain activities, with an intention of making sure that we decriminalize, and the regulation is a soft touch regulation. So the finance bill has gone into drafting these kind of regulations which are very, very onerous and almost punishing. And we've tried to bring that to only being a compounding or levying of penalty and so on. So this, with this intention, we have made also newer changes which have been brought in to, let us say, ease passengers when they're getting out of the country or coming in with the kind of things that they bring in. We wanted to give them a favorable treatment. So many provisions of the Customs Act which will be impacting on people who are traveling abroad have also been tweaked in favor of the passengers. We are also providing for a foreign assets disclosure scheme, updation of returns even after assessment, reassessment proceedings have commenced, and rationalization of passenger allowance, which is what I referred to a minute ago. Besides this, the Custom Administration has already begun the reform process, simplifying process. In fact, I've said it earlier in this House. In 1 year, that is 2025, the Department of Revenue undertook reforming the Income Tax Act of 1961, coming up with a new act which is simpler, easier to comply with, and is also seen in the forms that we are going to use for income tax returns filing. The same year, the Department of Revenue in September did one major reform of GST, as a result of which today the markets are a lot more buoyant. You are able to see people buying things which they had postponed earlier because they were awaiting some kind of a change in the GST. Although from the time GST was launched till earlier than September 2025, we had already come down from 15.5 to about 11.2%. Post this, it has even touched 10, and probably in some items even lesser than 10. On an average, it's about 10. So you see that the Department of Revenue not only amended the Income Tax Act, but looked at customs, looked at GST, all within 1 year. A major reshaping of the tax administration has been taken up. So for small businesses and artisans, I think it was right that we removed the export value limits on e-commerce, making it easier to sell globally. And also overall, replacing manual checks with digital, faceless clearances to ensure faster, hassle-free movement of goods. So I think overall, the approach has been to make it easier for people to do business. So without getting into too much of detail on the finance bill, which the Lok Sabha has passed, and we've come here to take the views of the honourable members here, I want to start responding to some of the observations made by honourable members. Sir, I've not so much related to the finance bill, but Honourable Member Vikramjit Sani, who's probably not here now, had commented saying our systems are getting stuck, we are making plans but we are not able to execute it. What is promised in paper is not actually happening as delivered on the ground, and so on. I just want to refer the Honourable Member to the fact that we have brought in a single nodal agency system, which is a model for centrally sponsored schemes to improve spending efficiency by routing them through a dedicated and traceable account structure. So the fiscal public finance management system has gone through a thorough change, that it is now a transparent mechanism from where the money goes to the particular account head in a state government through a process called single nodal account SNA SPARSH. SPARSH actually ensures that money goes just in time to the accounts, and money is sent when the state government also puts its share, and without delay both together get to the ground. And therefore, when the utilization certificates come back to us, we give the next tranche, and so on. So no project waits for resources to come. Equally, we don't park money in programs in the states and say or periodically check up if the money is getting spent. Because after all, many of the projects and many of our expenditure is now based on borrowed money. We want to borrow just enough to take care of our work and not borrow much more and then keep paying interest. So this SNA SPARSH, in which all the states are on board, ensures faster release of funds, better visibility for utilization, and reduced parking of public money. So this push-based system that we've now brought in actually enables funds to go to the last mile, and it can be tracked and traced at any point in time, both by the central government and the local body, and also the central state governments. So this just in time has actually helped us. Now, we have not left it at that. In the budget documents, there is a statement 4AA, capital A, of the expenditure profile that we produce every time during the budget, which actually gives a comprehensive state-wise and scheme-wise breakdown of the actual releases that are made of funds for the centrally sponsored schemes. So it is not just digitally transparent for all of us to see state government, central government, and also the concerned department at the state level, but it is available as a document in every budgetary set of documents that we produce for all members to see it. So this system has actually helped us to prudentially use money without wasting it.